Doing very well with time. If you can stick to about 10-12 minutes, we're almost finished on time.
Good morning. My name is Irene Kiwenu. I'm a research scientist working at Kilimanjaro Christian Medical Center, and I'm a 2 postdoc fellow. So today I'm going to share with you some of the preliminary research findings from one of my objectives of my postdoc research project. So before sharing the research findings, I'm going to take you through my postdoc project, and then towards the end, I'll finish with those preliminary research findings. So the title of my presentation is about molecular analysis of HIV drug-resistant mutations among patients failing first and second line antiretroviral therapy in Kilimanjaro region. Sorry. So, this is not the one. Sorry, this is not the one. Okay, sorry for that. So we all know that the introduction of highly antiretroviral therapy has reduced dramatic reduction of HIV morbidity, mortality, and transmission of HIV infections. And recently we have noted that the number of people receiving ART continue to increase due to test and treat strategy. From the literature, it has been reported that rates of ART failure vary between 11% to 24% in the first 12 months after ART initiation, and it has also been reported 71% to 90% of patients failing treatment have evidence of HIV drug resistance mutation. ART can fail as a result of drug resistance mutations due to poor adherence to ART. So there are many factors which contribute to treatment failure, but with this study I'm going to focus on HIV drug resistant mutations and other factors. So with this study, treatment failure is defined as having plasma viral load greater than 1,000 copies per mil, and the increased use of ART will likely increase the prevalence of HIV drug-resistant mutations. And there are 2 types of HIV drug-resistant mutations: acquired drug-resistant mutations, which are found in treated individuals, and transmitted drug-resistant mutations in newly infected individuals. So the emergence of drug-resistant mutations limit the treatment options and increase the threat of morbidity and mortality. As we know, country like Tanzania, we have 2 types of ART regimen: first line and second line. So if we are not going to monitor patients who are on ART, specifically to monitor the problem of treatment failure, we are going to have a problem, especially when we consider the issue of treatment options. So in Tanzania, studies on HIV drug-resistant mutations and treatment failure are few. Most of the molecular epidemiological studies have been focusing on HIV subgenomic regions. So most of the studies were focusing on subgenomic region of the HIV genome, like envelope or GAG or POR region. So this may estimate the true proportion of HIV strains, especially recombinant viruses and drug-resistant mutations in those regions where are not targeted by subgenomic regions. So in this study, we are going to use next generation sequencing or whole genome sequencing in order to determine the HA diversity and drug resistant mutations. So the advantage of using the next generation sequencing or NGS is that we'll be able to detect even the minor variants which cannot be detected by a gold standard, which is known as Sanger sequencing. In addition to that, apart from minor variants, you can also, NGS can also provide better estimate of distribution of HIV subtypes and recombinant viruses. So the broad objective of my study is to determine HIV genetic diversity and the drug resistant mutation using Illumina MiSeq. This is the next generation sequencer analyzer among patients who are failing treatment. So you can see that is the machine which does the HIV next generation sequencing. But for us, we are going to focus on HIV whole genome sequencing. So those are we have 5 broad objectives. The first objective is to determine HIV subtypes and the recombinant viruses among patients who have failed treatment. And then the second objective, to determine the prevalence of drug-resistant mutations between the viral subtypes and the recombinant among those patients who are failing treatment. And then the third objective is to determine the prevalence and the differential patterns of drug-resistant mutations among patients who were able to suppress viral load. So in our study, we're going to have 3 groups. So when I'm going to discuss methodology, it will be clear to you. And then the fourth objective is to establish baseline information on genetic polymorphisms at position associated with integrase inhibitors. For our case, we're going to focus on dolutegravir because before these drugs and other drugs like dolutegravir are not introduced in Tanzania. So recently, what I understand, dolutegravir is going to be replacing efavirenz in Tanzania. So the default first line for ART in Tanzania is TLE. So instead of using efavirenz, we are going to use dolutegravir. And the reason why we are using dolutegravir is because it has high genetic barrier. So with this study, we'll be able to establish baseline information before this drug is widely used in Tanzania. And then the last objective is to determine risk factors associated with treatment failure among patients who are on ART. So this is a cross-sectional study. Patients were recruited from care and treatment clinics in Kilimanjaro region. We have 3 sites, KSMC, Pasua, and Majengo Health Centers. KSMC is a referral hospital, and those 2 are health centers. So study population, we have 3 groups: patients who are failing first line, and then patients who are failing second line, and then patients who are in the first line who were able to suppress viral load. And as defined from the beginning, that treatment failure is defined as a plasma having viral load greater than or equal to 1,000 copies per mil. And for our study, we're going to focus using 2 viral test results. In between, the patient must go through enhanced adherence counseling because of having high viral test results. So informed consent was obtained before we enroll our participants. So we use convenient sampling, and a total of 180 patients were recruited for this study. So we collected blood samples, 8 to 10 mils of blood samples, EDTA, and these samples were collected from the field and sent to KCRI Biotechnology Laboratory, where I'm working, and then centrifuged to separate plasma and the Baficot. For this study, we're going to use the RNA from plasma, And this RNA will be reverse transcribed to cDNA, and then cDNA will be subjected to PCR, and then will be subject to whole genome sequencing or next generation sequencing. We also interview the patient, collecting